Good morning. It's early morning in Brevard County, Sam's Club parking lot. I'm waiting for them to open. Just finished a wet shave in a Sam's Club parking lot. I'm the Philosopher Pirate, and this is Florida at Large. I want to apologize for the late arrival of my video and some of the messaging and everything. I had originally planned a launch in the afternoon, and I thought everything was working. I had automated the whole thing, and I'm sitting in having a couple of beers in a bar. And what I realized was it wasn't working because Google has some rule for new YouTubers. The length of the video cannot be longer than, it was longer than 15 minutes. And so then it says you have to verify to move to an intermediate level or something. I don't know what the hell it said, something to that effect. So then I have 5 phone numbers that are at my disposal because I'm an IT guy, tech guy. I test things, and I sometimes want to test, on different devices and so forth, different phone numbers. Google would not accept any of my phone numbers, or YouTube, whatever their division. I ended up using the bartender's phone number. And the reason that this probably is happening is because I'm a victim of identity theft. It's embarrassing to say, even though I do computer security work. It was because of medical care providers, the so-called heroes, because they wear a uniform and they collect a paycheck, and their profession is so honorable. Well, basically, healthcare workers stole my identity. So it's the biggest joke in the world. I was given the advice until this page can monetize, or my channel can monetize, which requires 500 subscribers, by the way, and 400 hours or 4,000 hours or something page views. I'm not even worried about the page view hours. It's the subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers. I've met YouTubers that have been doing it for 10 years and don't even have 100 subscribers. Anyways, it's almost as good to, YouTube's is geared to make money for themselves. They don't want you to get enough subscriptions so that you start sharing revenue, which, by the way, is 45% of the advertising, unless there's music or something or other type of content that's copyrighted, then you have to split it with whatever. Um, I just do want to apologize that there was some messages that went out after 11 p.m. Last evening. That wasn't intentional. It was all because, but the bartender's phone number did work. I received a 6-digit code. None of my phone numbers work because they're probably showing they belong to other people or connected with fraud somehow. It's ridiculous. And GoFundMe, getting back to them, same thing. I couldn't establish I have a GoFundMe page, which is linked here, but you probably shouldn't donate to it, because if you do, I probably won't be able to pull the funds unless I use somebody else's phone number. This is how ridiculous this is. Or because, and the thing is, my social security number has been on the dark web for at least 15 years. It must have been hacked a long time ago. And the sad part of this is I've been self-employed for most of my adult life. So I have not had to show or display my social security number to pretty much anyone. Only give it to law enforcement when they ask for it. And I don't even know if that was legal, but I provided it. I was worried about it. But I really didn't show it to anyone for probably 25 years. And I even had to order a new social security card in order to receive my driver's license renewal back in a few years back. And I can't remember which year it was now, but that's a whole ordeal in itself. I had to drive all the way to Pittsburgh to get another birth certificate because they wouldn't send me one because information didn't match that I was providing on the telephone. The whole world has gone to hell, basically. And nothing is easy. Well, yesterday it proved it again to me that nothing is easy, as I had to use a bartender's phone number, but I was able to establish and upload the video, and then the text messages were sent out way later than what I intended to people that I've known for years. For the late text messages, that was not my intention. Right now, I just finished my wet shave, and I'm ready to purchase some oil for my generator, propane generator. I want to change the oil at Sam's Club when they open, and I often sit in parking lots waiting for businesses to open. When you're high-tech homeless, what is it, digital boondocking or whatever I'm doing. You often find yourself in parking lots before businesses open. It gives you a place to be, and it gives you a place to get your work done. And if law enforcement or security comes and bothers you, well, basically, you're there for a legitimate purpose. You're waiting for the business to open because you're going to patronize the business. And in most cases, they leave me alone. Sometimes, I've been asked to leave the parking lot, even though the business is opening in a half an hour, like Lowe's on one occasion. So I drove to a Home Depot, which was basically across the street, and then I drove back over to Lowe's. I mean, it's just, but, and I understand that there is a homeless problem, but the homeless problem is not the fault of the homeless. Don't blame the victims. There are many people that planned their whole life and they had a retirement and they expected that retirement to pay for their housing and their transportation. And what they're finding is it's only paying for one or the other. You can buy a hamburger. I don't know if you remember in 1998, there was Big Mac and Whopper deals for $1. I remember 2 for $2. Now it's 2 for $8. Or I did see the other day at Arby's, I saw the marquee out front, 2 for $6. The inflation has dramatically increased. These people's pensions, their retirement, their Social Security has not dramatically increased. And the baloney, and it's not just the Democrats currently, it's the Republicans too. It keeps saying, oh, inflation is only 3%. Give me an effing break. Inflation is way more than 3%. If it was only 3%, those hamburgers, and I could give you all kind of examples of other things, wouldn't have dramatically increased like that. Inflation is way more, and wages have not even kept pace. Not even in a minuscule way. All this spending and spending and spending. That's a whole nother issue, and that's not really. I could go into that for hours, but anyways, I do want to apologize. And these early ones are kind of a test anyhow. See how things are working, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much. And again, I apologize for the late messages and the late upload. If you received notices late, that was not my intention. I realize that nothing that clearly states that when one enrolls in YouTube that the videos cannot be over 15 minutes long unless you extra verify, and all they need is one stupid phone number. It doesn't even have to be yours. So the whole process is kind of shady, but I guess that stops people from spamming. I don't know what it would hurt. I guess they don't want their servers overloaded with somebody doing a denial of service attack. I guess that's probably the fear, and I can understand that. First, if an enroller has a legitimate phone number that they have access to, then chances are they're not committing some type of DoD attack. But I mean, there are other ways to do that. Google, YouTube, come on. Basically, you can just monitor, and if there's a whole bunch of videos and they're all nonsense and they look alike, I mean, you can use AI to do that. You don't need a phone number. And but the point is, none of mine will work because I'm a victim of identity theft, and that's the result of these heroes, medical care workers, which are, just because you wear a uniform, receive a paycheck, collect a paycheck, does not make you a hero. And many of them are nefarious bastards and bitches, if I may say so. They are, they basically have access to all of your information. When you get medical care, you provide them with your ID. They usually photocopy it front and back. That's actually a violation of Florida law, by the way. I'll get into that in a future video. Social Security card, they usually photocopy that. And then they want your entire job history. They want your current address. They want your former address, your last 5 addresses. This is all stuff that's on the application just to get a MRI. This is what I went through just a couple years ago. Get an MRI because of my workman's comp injury. And why? They should only need the doctor's order. That's it. There should be nothing else required. Doctor's order. And maybe flash my ID, not scan it and photocopy it and everything else. Well, anyways, that's who stole my identity. My Social Security number was already on the dark web, but my driver's license wasn't, and all my addresses and other information, business cards and all that wasn't there until the medical care providers got a hold of it, and then my identity was stolen. And by the way, my credit score is still below 600. If I wanted to rent an apartment and give up this high-tech homeless lifestyle that I'm living, um, I wouldn't be able to. 650 is the minimum. Mortgage, 650. Purchase a brand new vehicle. This vehicle here was purchased cash, but purchase a brand new vehicle and finance, 50. I'm not there. And every time I start getting close, uh, another inquiry, another whatever, and I know I could freeze my credit with all the major credit reporting agencies. The whole system is broken. And now that every social security number for every American is out there, oh, well, some of these idiot journalists, I don't know where they live, but obviously it's not in the United States. I saw a headline the other day: 2.9 billion United States citizens' social security numbers are, now in the open. I'm like, I there's that many people living in the United States now, 2.9 billion. That's like a little less than half the world population is living in the United States now. I guess they really are coming across the border in droves. Um, as is being reported. I'm these. It's again these idiots today that call themselves journalists. They are nothing but re-reporters, and they are just plain stupid. And maybe we should just let AI write all of the articles, because I'm the stupidity is endless, and I speak to people everywhere, all and about, and I hear the same thing from them. You're just dealing with a lot of stupid people, and they don't trust anything from institutions. They don't trust the news. They don't trust anything, and that is what these idiots have done by not actually focusing on this really simple word called truth. They just don't. It doesn't matter to them. The truth is something that they just don't have a grasp of. It's basically just, I'll find it on the internet and I'll write a story about it. I'll just re-report what I read, not reference anything, and not make any checks. And one of the worst ones I see is phone calls made to so-and-so were not answered. Well, they might have made the phone call after hours. They leave a message. I can do the same thing. I can call, yes, Governor DeSantis did not respond to my story, even though repeated calls were made to his office. But I can make those calls between midnight and 2 in the morning and leave messages on some voicemail system. And obviously, they're not going to reply anyhow, even if I call during the day. But it makes it look like they didn't respond and they were given an opportunity to. And then you write a hit piece. I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. It's not. It's just ridiculous. Anyways, that's enough for this video. And again, I'm the Philosopher Pirate. This is Florida at Large. Thank you for listening to my morning rambling.